In 1937, American pilot Amelia Earhart would step onto her Lockheed Electra for what seemed like one of many other trips. Her goal was to circumnavigate the globe, completing a grueling 2,556-mile leg across the Pacific Ocean. But the world had other plans for her. As her fuel ran critically low near Howland Island, her final radio transmissions faded into silence over the vast ocean, leading many people to believe that she met a powerless end in a watery grave. But what if there was something that she could have done? That there was something that she could have brought that would have all but guaranteed her survival? Today, we examine one of the greatest intellectual quandaries of our time. How many Firework rockets would it take to save Amelia Earhart? To do this, we'll first examine the situation at the time of her disappearance. On July 2nd, 1937, at 8:43 a.m., Earhart would transmit her last signal to the U.S. Coast Guard vessel, the Itasca, which was stationed near the Howland Island, where she wanted to go. Estimates place her distance from the vessel at around 100 miles. For the purposes of this video, we'll assume that reaching the Itasca means that Earhart would have been able to survive. In any case, we now have our distance. Unfortunately, at the point of her last message, Amelia was stranded in the Pacific, with absolutely zero clue about her direction to the vessel. Couple this with the fact that her communications hardware wasn't working, and the only real option left is a complete search. In accordance to standard search and rescue procedures, she would first need to set her current location as an origin. From there, she'd have to execute a meticulous expanding search pattern, flying systematic legs with 90-degree turns to sweep every inch outward from the center. Assuming that the plane had a maximum viewing distance of 5 miles from the plane, we use the following equation to find the distance for Earhart to find the Itasca, assuming worst case is 4,200 miles. So, how many Firework rockets would it take to sustain the Electra's flight for that distance? To find this number, we'll now need to examine the impact of Firework rockets on the player's flight with an Elytra. For a flight duration 1 Firework, a player is boosted to 33.5 blocks per second, or meters, for a total of 1.5 seconds. In order to maintain a continually flat trajectory, we must chain rockets consecutively. In total, we plug in the numbers for the rocket to find that it would take around 56 hours for Earhart to find the island at the worst case, with the number of rockets needed to be around 135,000. Now, you may be asking, where the f are you going to get that much gunpowder? A complaint that I believe Earhart must have agreed with during her judgment not to bring along said rockets. However, in this case, you would both be wrong. Servers like SciCraft have created gunpowder farms that are capable of producing over 1 million gunpowder an hour, which would be able to satisfy the required amount in less than 5 minutes. In summary, Firework rockets would have been able to save Amelia Earhart from her tragic end quite easily.